Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today, as per popular vote, we have decided to do a La Liga rebuild where we'll do 5 seasons with a club, and I've picked the perfect team to do a rebuild round, if I do say so myself. As you can see, we are Real Sociedad in the 24-25 season. So yes, we're going to be starting a year in advance with a new database where it has the up-to-date transfers inside of the league as well. As you can see, this season it shows that Real Sociedad finished in 12th position. So yes, we've got a big rebuild on our hands, especially with only £9 million in the transfer budget. So let's do some transfers for the summer. Let's see if we can really build this squad into something a little bit special. Don't forget, if you're new around here as well, hit that like button and also subscribe to the channel to keep up to date of when this series comes out. Okay, so looking into the main squad, as you can see, we've got a couple of alright players. I want to say this squad's a decent enough squad. It needs a bit of TLC, and we're going to do that as well. We've got a few players in here that are young of age, and a few players in here that's really starting to get on. The big one for me is Umar Sadiq. This striker here, I think he's absolutely fantastic for that advanced forward role that we're going to have here at Real Sociedad, especially with the fact that they don't really have an out-and-out striker. Um, we've got Orzabal here, who's a fantastic player, but to be a striker, I don't think he is that player. So definitely going to bring in a striker like Omar Sadiq, who would be fantastic up front for us this season. Obviously, a few of our players who are in the club so far have got some interest showing around them. So the likes of Mendes here, there's some options to potentially sell him to Saudi Arabia. There's a couple of other players that we can obviously look to move on in the summer. So we'll see what happens in the summer. We'll bring you back at the end of the transfer window, and we'll hopefully see if we can get some fantastic players signed for this team. The big one to tell you about as well, though, is the actual tactic we're going for this season. As you can see, very, very tactic. So we've got the advance forward and attacking. Oh, so perfect little formation. We're going very attacking this season. As you can see, we've got the advance forward, the attacking midfielder on that attack role, two inside forwards, two defensive midfielders on the support roles, two attacking wing backs, and also you've got them centre defensive centre backs as well. So the ball playing centre backs as well, with the sweeper keeper in behind. So we're looking to do short passing, low crossing, run at defence, focus down the left, focus down the right. In transition, we're going to roll it out, distribute quickly, counter press. We're going to have out of possession, much higher defensive line, high press, much more often as well. Prevent short keeper distribution as well. So yes, if I was to pick the team without any sort of restrictions right now, this is how the team would look. So yes, very happy with that so far as well. And if I'm honest, the two centre defensive midfielders that we've got in this guy here, fantastic player here, Martin. Feel like he's going to be a really big clinical point when it comes to the centre defensive midfielder spot for us. As you can see, stats are perfect for that role, and he had a fantastic season last year. So we can only hope that we can see better things for him this season, especially with Igno, Igo, sorry, not Igno, Igo, um, another centre defensive midfielder here. Fantastic stats around him as well. Really can look to utilise these two at centre defensive midfield as well this season. So yes, let's get to the end of the transfer window and let's see how things shape up come the end of this window. So it's the end of transfer deadline day, and as you can see, we've had a really good start of the season, and we're currently top of the La Liga table. As you can see by the results, we've been fantastic. So starting off with Osasuna straight away from home, 5-2 victory there. Azabal scoring 2 goals in that game. Fantastic to see Calvin Phillips as well getting involved in there as well. One of the new signings that we have got, which we'll get into very shortly. Atletico Madrid went and beat them 5-0 at home, which is a fantastic result, as you can see. We've played fantastic starting in this season, and it's really good to see from the team. 21 shots at goal there as well. 4-1 win against Genoa. Genoa. Um, we absolutely destroyed them, as you can see by the stats as well. Looking fantastic. And Andre Silva was a player that turned us down that I did try and get in the start of the window as well. So shame to see him leave, but he obviously made the wrong choice by the looks of that result. Real Betis, we came up against them, beat them 4-0 away from home. Sadiq obviously proven to be the chosen one for the striker position, coming back from his loan as well. So, anyway, getting into the sort of league position, as you can see, sat top of the league with 12 points. Madrid falling behind us with 3 points with the game in hand, obviously. Transfer wise, we did a little bit of transfers, as you can see. We spent £20 million, so we brought in Calvin Phillips on a free transfer, which I thought was a fantastic capture myself as that ball sort of centre defensive midfielder. Really good to see him. Hopefully, he can revive his career in the Spanish league. We also went and got Nicholas Held, a young goalkeeper. We got rid of our ex-goalkeeper now, and as you can see, Held came in for £8 million from Rapid there, which is really good for him. Hopefully, it can be a really good clinical backup and hopefully take over the actual first team starter spot when it comes to needing him later on down the line. Then the big one, £12 million, Nelson Viber. Thought this was a no-brainer really at £12 million. A player that he hasn't really hit the ground running in the Bundesliga, but we do know how he can develop, and obviously him playing alongside a Sadiq can be really clinical coming towards the end of the season if you get some of that game time in as well. So yes, really solid transfer window from us. On the outgoings, I don't think we did anything really. There's nothing really here that we did, if I'm totally honest. So it will be sort of a shame to let anyone go. I don't think there's anybody that I want to sell. Mendes, he signed a new contract, which is fantastic from him. Manchester United were showing interest in him, but new contract for the 28-year-old winger, which is fantastic from him. Obviously, we've got a few players in here that I've tried to shift on. It just didn't happen. But overall, I'm really, really happy with how the start of this season has gone so far. We did try and get a centre back, but it just wasn't to be for this transfer window. So hopefully we've done the right choices in the right players that we've signed, and hopefully we can come off with a fantastic season at the end of this one as well. So yes, don't forget, leave a like on this video and let's get to the end of the season number 1 with Real Sociedad. Welcome back to the end of the season, and as you can see, a solid third position in the league, which is absolutely fantastic. And Umar Sadiq, 26 goals so far, just trailing behind the likes of Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. So fantastic season from him. So let's have a little look at the schedule and how we got on so far in the league. So from where we left off, we were talking about the start of the season, just after around September. Drew against Cadiz, Mallorca, 3-1, lost against them, which is a bit poor. Then we started to pick up a nice run of form, beating the likes of Villarreal 6-0, losing against Alvarez. There's a couple of really interesting defeats there, like the likes of Tenerife. Lost against Madrid. Did really well. We managed to actually get through two, by the looks of it, a semi-final, which we beat Barcelona in the first leg 2-0, but then got beat 5-2 away from home, which was a bit of a shame. But then we managed to lose 4-0 against Villarreal as well, which is a bit of a slip-up as well. Then went through a bad patch of form in sort of April time, as you can see, losing against Barcelona 3-1, and then losing against Cadiz again 2-0. So these little results really letting us down. In regards to where we are in the league as well. So, bit of a shame when you see that. But overall, I'm really happy with how we sort of were this season, other than the few letdown results that we have had. So, as you can see, 8 defeats. And then the one thing that you can see is Real Madrid did an absolute fantastic season. No losses. 106 points, no losses. That is insane from Real Madrid. So hats off to them for doing that. But obviously, can you blame them like some Mbappe, Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo, you name it? They've got some fantastic players in there. But little results like us getting beat against Tenerife. I mean, they've been relegated, which is it's crazy to actually see that we were getting beat off the likes of those as well. But as you can see, for the signings that we had this season, the likes of Calvin Phillips, how'd he get on? Fantastic season from him. It's centre defensive midfielder. Um, we've also got Held. Did he play many games at all? Looks like he's had 3 appearances, which he did, I'm guessing, in the Cups, which is fair enough. Got a couple of unhappy players. That's just because I want new contracts, as you can see. Once new contract to affect his ability. He's the standout player for us. Good little season from him, but not fantastic. Um, what else we got? Oh yes, we've also got Nelson Viper, who's currently injured at the moment. Nelson Viper currently injured at the moment. 21 years of age, fractured toe. Played 7 games for us last year, so not a lot of game time at all for him. But hopefully we can give him a bit better game time next season. But Umar Sadiq, wow, just a fantastic season from him. 26 goals and 35 appearances with 5 assists, 7.25 average rating, which is really good as well. But as you can see, stats are looking really healthy from this lad that's just come back off a loan from Valencia as well. So after only getting 7 goals for Valencia, um, really happy. How is the board backing us next season? So finances, £31 million. So we've got a little bit of money to work with for next season. Projection wise, it's probably only going to increase as well, depending on how much we spend over that period of time as well. But yes, really good first season under Real Sociedad, if I do say so myself. Third position, and there was times where we sat around at second for a lot of the season as well until we had a few of those upset results. As you can see, tactic wise, we stayed with a really attacking, high pressing sort of style tactic, and I think we can only build on this one. As you know from my rebuilds, I do like sticking with tactics, but we'll see what comes of next season, and we'll see how we recruit in the summer. But yes, if you did enjoy this episode, don't forget, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel for episode 2, which will be coming out in the next couple of days, maybe tomorrow, we'll see. And thank you so much for tuning in. Take care for now, and I'll see you next time. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Season 2, Episode 2 of the Real Sociedad Rebuild. Don't forget, if you're new around here, hit that like button and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're getting into this straight away, and we're hopefully going to be adding some fantastic signings to this squad. £31 million to invest in this squad for this season. Let's see what we're going to do by the end of this window. Welcome back. So the transfer window is officially ended. So as we can see, if we go into our little history here, as you can see, we've been quite, I would say, a little bit busy with the transfer market itself. As you can see, we bring in Usman Diamonde. So he's came in for a total of 43.5 million. This is going to be spread over monthly payments as well. So as you can see, fantastic player, and an addition to this side, which is really, really good. We've brought in Rudy Bargi as well, who's went back out on loan to FC Copenhagen. He'll go back there on a season-long loan. We just didn't have any placements for him so far this season. He's going to get some first-team football elsewhere in the meantime. Brought on a loan for Levi Colwill here as well. He's came in on a loan with an option to buy, which is very high at £63 million. We've brought in Pablo as well. Obviously, as you can see, ex-Manchester City, ex-Genoa, ex-Mallorca. He's came in with £17 million. We just need some strength in the right back position, as you can see. Really good, well-rounded player. On the outs, so we sold a centre back for 14 million. He was just getting on in age, and I thought it was the perfect time to cash in on him. Saudi Arabian clubs come in, we may as well snap their hand off for that kind of fee. Sold back Becker as well for a total of 4.3 million pound. Just wasn't really featuring for us. Johns also went out as well for £1 million. And that was probably about it, other than Arson. We also sold Arson for pretty much pennies as well, 625k to Middlesbrough. Just wasn't going to feature now after a couple of changes with the team. Bit of a rough start, as you can see, to the season. Beating Genoa 5-1, drawn against Valencia, drawn against Real Madrid, and then losing 1-0 away from home against Almeria. Very poor from us, but yeah, not too good at the start of the season. Tactic wise, done a few changes. As you can see, we've dropped that Cam spot to more of a centre midfielder and attack role now. Wing backs are now as support options, and we're also going to put a ball playing defender on just defend rather than the cover as well. So this is how we're going to look for this season. Still going on that attacking mentality, not looking at anybody in a place so far for this season, and then hopefully we can sort of shape up better than we have started at the start of the season. As you can see, sat 12th in the league. So we'll see what happens come the end of this season. Fingers crossed we can come back with hopefully a top 3 finish again. As we can see, after the end of the season, As you can see, we fell down the pecking order by one place. Alvarez finishing in third, so a fantastic season for them. Barcelona becoming the champions this year after Real Madrid really did get a lot of goals this season. 1 point difference between the two leaders as well. As you can see, sort of a really poor season from us if you compare this season to last season. 74 points this year and a total of 84 points last year, so 10 points difference as well. Going into the squad though, the new signings, as you can see, I've did a little had a little look. Levi Colwell, where he's been on loan, fantastic. Um, Usman Diamonde has been absolutely fantastic since he's came in as well. Obviously, the likes of Sergio Gomez couldn't be registered based on the fact of the salary cap. Probably look to cash in on him next season, and it might be looking likely that Azabal looks to make a permanent move to the Saudi Arabian League as well. There's a couple of interest being shown for him as well. Obviously, as you can see, he got a lot of goals last season, but this season he's starting to fall off. He's 30 years old now, but if we can get around that 64 to 70 million pound mark from him, that'd be absolutely fantastic. We'll just have to wait and see at that point. Um, Other players, the likes of Martin here, he did have a fantastic season as much as I thought he was going to. Calvin Phillips still having really good seasons while he's here with us in Real Sociedad. A couple of players asking for new contracts, which we're going to have to reevaluate because of the salary cap inside of the Spanish leagues this year. Sadiq, 31 games, 5 goals, so not as many goals from him this year as well. Nelson Viper, 35 games, 11 goals from him, so a lot more games for him this year as well, which is nice to see. Um, just a shame with regards to Nelson Viper, 11 goals is really, really where we're lacking. We need to see some more goals hit the back of the net because it's really starting to trouble us a lot more. Um, Alvaro here wants to make a move elsewhere because he's not starting many games after we signed Pablo here. Pablo, obviously, as you can see, came in, played fantastic, 8 assists, 3 goals, average player rating of 7.29, which is fantastic from him as well. If we look in the under 19s, we've got a few players coming through the youth rankings, which is really nice to see. Might be able to capitalise on some of those. I haven't really had a look at them. So this guy's looking all right. There's another guy here looking all right as well, which would be fantastic. Obviously, we've got the likes of Rooney Bargy coming next season as well. So we may capture a nice deal for Mikel here and get that 120k back for the wages to be used as well. Obviously, two 30-year-olds there, Sadiq and Mikel. Um, it's not a massive issue. I mean, we've still got Calvin Phillips, who's 31, which we'll probably look to sell next year because of that age. And we'll go from there. But as you can see from the wages, the top earners, we've got Mikel, we've got Martin as well, Usman Diamonde after that, but not really too big on him. There's the two players at the top there, as you can see, are the big clinical ones that we might have to cash in the summer to free up some wages to do some recruitment in the new season. So very unhappy that we have dipped off as well. But as you can see, stats wise, we did really well in some areas. Beating Real Madrid 7-2 in the semi-final, but then we got beat 4-2 off Barcelona. It's a big shame, but 7-2 is a massive victory against Real Madrid away from home. Looking down here, as you can see, we got around to 16 of the Champions League knockout stages where we actually got beat off Benfica. A couple of upsets as well throughout the league, as you can see, losing against some mediocre games. I mean, if we go back to the start of the season, when we lost against Almeria, we lost against Alvarez. Barcelona, obviously, is one of the big dogs we're trying to chase. Atletico Bilbao we're losing against there. Once again there, we're losing against Getafe in the semi-final of the Copa del Rey. Benfica should be a one where we should be able to get a result from as well. Barcelona again, Sevilla's another one. The problem I think we had this year was the amount of draws we actually had. So if we have a quick look, 11 draws we had this year. We only lost 6 games, but 11 draws is crazy amount of draws to have this year. So that's where it cost us a lot of points. If we'd have took a lot of them draws and turned them into wins, probably would have seen us get the title, if I'm totally honest. Coming in next season, though, we've been given £25 million to reinvest in the squad, so that is wholly dependent on who we sell in the summer as well. So fingers crossed we can do some big transfer moves in the summer. We can start seeing some sort of movement in the team and really challenge for the top 2 spots come next season. If you did enjoy this episode, don't forget, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. of this part 3, season 3 of Real Sociedad. Bye for now. Welcome back to episode 3 of the Real Sociedad rebuild on the channel. Don't forget, if you're new around here, hit that like button and let's get straight into the summer transfer window. So, end of the transfer window, and as you can see, sat in third place so far. We started off really well in the season. Umar Sadiq's playing fantastic at striker, and Rudy Bargi has came back from his loan from Copenhagen. So hopefully he'll have a fantastic season this year. So going into the squad, as you can see, we've probably done a lot of transfer business. As you can see, we've got Lucas here who's joining us in January, so he'll be in January. Centre defensive midfielder. For some reason, it just didn't do it at the end of the transfer window, so he's a player to look forward to in January when he joins. Transfer history wise, if we have a quick look into this, so obviously we've got a new centre back now. We've got Parola. He's came in from Olympiacos. 18.25 million, fantastic addition to the centre back position. As you can see, solid stats overall for this player. Then we've got the likes of Gabriel Vega, who we've brought in on a free transfer. We tried to get him last season. His wages were just too much. And he's came in this year on a free transfer, and it's fantastic to hopefully see him get back into the swing of things in Spanish football. On the outs, so Sergio Gomez, he's away for 14 million. Calvin Phillips we also sold as well. Right back, we also sold as well after he didn't get enough game time last season. And then going into the next part of the transfer window, you can see we've signed some other players as well. So we've brought in Lazar as well, nice little free transfer here from Udinese. Came in playing fantastic so far, 4 games, 3 assists, 1 goal, average rate of 7.8. It's really good to see that. Callum Doyle, a little backup centre back as well, brought in from a free transfer from Manchester City. Fran Garcia, a fantastic addition at left back, £34.5 million there. So obviously a lot of cash has been splashed on this player, but hopefully it'll pay off for us this season. Good season with Real Valladolid last season. As you can see, 6 assists from him at left back was fantastic. He's going to be in a new role here at us because we've changed the tactic, which you'll see in a minute. We've also went and got Martinez as well, which was another one I cashed in on, £27 million. Nice little right back addition as well. 5 games so far, 1 assist, and that's 7 average rating. Looks really, really good on paper, and hopefully he will help us in that right back spot after we sold our previous right back to Saudi Arabia. The big transfer deal that I did do was Mikel's left the club. He's away to Saudi Arabia. The main reason I did this, he's a fantastic player. Don't get me wrong, 30 years old, sort of played a factor in that. I know he had still maybe a season or two before the stats started dropping, but obviously didn't really have a fantastic season last year compared to the season before that. And if I'm totally honest, his wages were far too high for the cap that we had here in Spain. So getting £43.5 million for him was absolutely fantastic to do this season. So starting from the get-go, as you can see, coming into sort of the season itself, 4-0 against Alvarez, 2-2 draw against Barcelona, 7-0 against Valente. It got beat off Real Madrid 3-2 away from home, which wasn't too bad. We did really give them a good game, which was really nice to see. If I'm totally honest, obviously the league leaders, one of the league leaders that we're trying to chase right now, Villarreal 3-0 beating them at home, fantastic to see as well. Rudy Bargi is doing absolutely fantastic as well ever since he's came in to fill in for Mikel's spot. And then we played against Sporting Lisbon, where we beat them 4-1 away from home in the Champions League phase. So as you can see, Champions League phase, we've got Leipzig, we've got PSV, Paris Saint-Germain, Ajax, Slava Prague, Benfica, and Inter Milan. So a lot of big teams in them fixtures in the Champions League. Hopefully we can get through and get into the knockout round of that Champions League fixtures. So, as I said, tactics changed, and as you can see, we've really changed this up. So we've went with sort of 2 sort of centre backs, 2 ball playing centre backs, a defensive midfielder, 2 wing backs on support, a box to box midfielder on that support role, 2 inside forwards, attacking midfielder on attack, and an advanced forward. We're going to be very attacking still as well. If I pick the best team overall, as you can see, Rudy Bargi goes in there as well. Sadiq goes in at striker, and then this is pretty much how the back line plays out as well, which is really good to see. So hopefully we'll see something change this season with the way we've played, because we didn't do too good last year, if I'm totally honest. We fell off a little bit on the pecking order, so we'll clear the entire team for now because I'm not going to fix anybody into slots. I'm quite happy with who goes into what so far. As much as I would love to see our new right back pretty much being there a lot, Martinez, I'm sure he'll get rotated a lot during the season as well. So, a fantastic window. Really happy with it overall. And I feel as though we've got some good squad depth as well to see us out through this season. I'll bring us back at the end of the season where hopefully we'll have a fantastic finishing position. Welcome back to the end of the season. As you can see, we've had a fantastic year, but obviously when the likes of Kylian Mbappe is doing 41 goals a season, you're going to struggle to catch Real Madrid. Even though Barcelona had an undefeated season, as you can see, the draws let them down significantly for Real Madrid to get them 103 points at the top of the leaderboard. I'm really happy with how we finished though. New tactic, new year, third position, 88 points. Really good from us. Omar Sadiq, second on the leaderboard for goals as well. Let's have a little look at the squad overall as well. So, over the top of the squad, as you can see, average rating, Omar Sadiq, top of the leaderboard with how he's done this year. Overall stats, 27 goals and 35 appearances, fantastic from him. Rudy Bargi coming in this year, fantastic season for him, 8 goals, 16 assists. And we need to check that release clause, £80 million. We need to keep an eye on that. Kubu, fantastic year from him as well, 12 goals, 6 assists. Andre here, 11 assists, 8 goals from him, fantastic year from him. And then the centre defensive midfielder Lucas came in, had a fantastic second half of the season, 4 goals, 3 assists from that centre defensive midfielder position as well. Nelson Viper played a few games, 32 games, or a couple of games off the bench as well. 15 goals, 4 assists, fantastic from him. Martin, lovely little season from him as well, really good. A couple of interests coming in from Saudi Arabia as always for our best players. Centre back that we brought in, 32 games, 3 goals, really good average rating from him as well. Diamonde wants a new deal, obviously. Fantastic year from him as well. Since he's arrived, he's been fantastic. Fran Garcia, 8 assists from that left-hand side from him as well, which is fantastic to see. So great overall. Mendes, as you can see, good season from him. Coming towards the later years of his career as well, though, 31 years of age as well. So maybe better look to sell next season. Martinez came in, good season from him. Didn't play as much as I would have liked him of. And then we've got the likes of Lazar here, who's had an alright season coming off the bench and being sort of a rotation player as well, but really, really good when he's been called upon. One that didn't really feature a lot was Gabriel Vega. Just hasn't really hit the ground running at all when he's came in, so probably not a good move for him. Might be a loan for him next season. But yes, fantastic overall. I'm really happy with how we finished. We'll have a little look at the schedule and see how we did with competitions as well. So, competitions, we were knocked out in the quarter final of the Copa del Rey. We didn't do too good, I don't think, by the looks of it, in the Champions League, but we'll have a look at them now. So schedule-wise, let's have a quick look. Champions League, we managed to make it through to, by the looks at the knockout stages. Did we? Yes, we did. Knockout stages, got beat in the first round by Lazio. So, getting beat in the first round by Lazio, not too good as well, but also getting beat off Rio Vallecano away from home in the Copa del Rey is really poor from us as well. We had a fantastic, solid season, as you can see. A couple of losses in there from the likes of Real Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico Bilbao was another one. Overall, though, I'm really happy with how this season's been under a new tactic for our lads as well. So if I go back to, obviously, the league table itself, you can see only 4 games we lost this season, which was great. I mean, 2 losses to Real Madrid, 1 loss to Barcelona, and the Atletico Bilbao loss as well. A couple of draws in there. If we get them draws and turn them into wins next season, I'll be happy. And we could really probably look to push for the title next season. But yes, we're going to hopefully get some better players in next year. As you can see, the boards only gave us 25 million for the new season coming up. Projection, it's not looking too healthy, if I'm honest. But overall, really happy. Did we get any new youngsters that have came through the youth ranks? Not really, but there's a couple of exciting ones there, like Mikel, who's currently out on loan. We've got David here, who's looking really, really good as a player. There's a fullback here that's came through that is looking to be really good as well. Might even get a chance in the first team next season as well. But solid season from us and a solid on the back of how we've sort of done, because I feel as though we've done really well because we've changed tactic as well. But as you can see, always stayed around third and fourth this season. A lot have been at third through the full-on year of this term. But yes, fantastic year from us. Third season has been a really big blast, and hopefully we can go into season four really developing this team into being a solid title contender for next year. But obviously, if you're new around here, don't forget, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for the new episode, which will be out hopefully in the next few days. And we'll see you in the next one, and I'll leave a link in the description for the playlist as always. Thank you, and take care for now. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Season 4, Episode 4 of the Real Sociedad rebuild. Let's get straight on with things for this summer's transfer window. With a transfer budget of £20 million, we really do not have a lot to spend to invest in this squad this summer. So hopefully we can cash in on some players and hopefully bring some income in to invest in this squad. End of the transfer window. As you can see, we've had a busy summer window. £25 million brought in. As you can see, Callum Doyle out on loan, Mendes permanent deal to Saudi Arabia. The young lad here, he's away to Sassuolo. It just hasn't developed enough. You can see all the rest of them here who have just left as well. As you can see, there is a player in here that we didn't have last year, Felix. So a bit of a problem we had with him. We signed him, and then we signed more players. Because of the wage cap inside of the Spanish league, we couldn't register him. So yeah, he's went on loan with a potential option to sign permanently for Leeds, which he might do if he continues to keep up his form the way he is. In regards to the transfers we've done, as you can see, starting from the transfers, Goncalo Ramos, we've went and got him from Paris Saint-Germain. £63 million was spent him. There's where a lot of our money was spent after we sold some players to make some money as well to fund these transfers. We brought in a free transfer from Martin here. He came in from Sparta Prague, sorry. Muric, we brought him in as well on a free transfer just as a backup pretty much to our other goalkeeper who I'll show you in a moment. We did sell our first team goalkeeper, just was getting on in an age now, as you can see. He's 33, he's probably going to start dipping down in regards to his stats next. Other players we brought in Lewin from Real Madrid, fantastic goalkeeper. Hopefully he can be a one to keep the goals out this season. And then we brought in Andre. I felt we needed a lot more depth in the centre defensive midfielder situation as well. We did manage to keep a hold of our main players. You can see the squad's really thin, and I mean really, really thin. Top to bottom, we'll go from here. As you can see, there's only 18 players inside this squad. We've also got young players that we can potentially call up to the first team and give them some game time this year, but we'll have to wait and see. But this squad is very thin, even though we've got the likes of Champions League and stuff to compete in this year as well. As you can see though, from the top of the screen, we've started off fantastic. Top of the league, which is great to see. Haven't lost any games, 4 straight wins, and I'm going to show you those right now. Look at the schedule. Tenerife 2-1, Real Valladolid 4-1 away from home, Almera 2-0, and Alvarez 1-0. So obviously no massively big clubs in there that we faced so far in the season. This sort of come in and around October period when we play against the likes of Real Madrid and stuff. Champions League wise, we've got Lyon, Chelsea, Dortmund. I think that's a Swedish club or Switzerland club. Benfica, Arsenal. We've also got Atletico Club and Victoria de Guimaraes, who we play soon as well. So, in regards to tactic this year, we've changed it up. We're going back to a very familiar formation, wing backs on attack, ball playing defenders in the centre halves, sweeper keeper, 2 defensive midfielders, an attacking midfielder, an attacking advanced forward, and 2 inside forwards as well. Going very attacking, and as you can see by the name of the tactic, let's win the league. So let's hope we can do it this season. Don't forget, if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button and also leave a like on the video. And let me know in the comments if you're enjoying the series so far. Let's get to the end of Season 4 with Real Sociedad right now. End of the season is upon us, and as you can see, we fell short again, 15 points behind Barcelona. We had a fantastic start of the season, as you can see from up here. We did so well, even beating the likes of Real Madrid away from home 3-2. And then it got around midpoint of the season where we just dipped off. The defeat Arsenal really destroyed us, and then we just went on a bit of a losing streak from there, and picked up a bit more form, and then we lost two crucial games, Real Madrid and Las Palmas, and then coming towards the end of the season, as you can see, we just fell off again massively. 2-1 loss to Atletico Bilbao. Almeria drew with us 1-1, losing against Barcelona at home 4-1, and then getting beat 2-1 off Sevilla as well away from home. Um, Next season, we've been backed by the board, £48 million in the transfer budget, which is really nice to see. Overall, from the squad though, we just need depth. That's the biggest problem we have, and I think we've shown that this season. Um, Next season, we're going to need a lot of depth if we want to push for that title. Giancarlo Ramos coming in for his first season with 14 goals in 36 games, not fantastic, but room to be improved. Rudy Bargi is playing absolutely fantastic as always, 11 goals, 10 assists. Kubu, he's played amazing as well, 9 goals, 5 assists as well from him, so really nice to see that as well. Andre, when he's came in, he's had a really poor season, if I'm totally honest. I would have liked to have seen a lot more from him as well. Martin's obviously still progressing quite well as well. We are going to take off that price tag. As you can see, he's starting to come down a lot in value, so we'll have to see what happens with him next season. Diamande just wants a lot of money, and I mean a lot of money. So we're going to have to see how it shapes up next season and what we can do to improve on that. Lewin, he played a lot of games in goal, had a fantastic season in my opinion, and Muric as well, having a good season when he's been called upon off that rotation spot. So overall, I'm very disappointed with how we ended the season, but start of the season we did really well. As you can see, no sort of cups winning this year. Semi-final by Real Madrid, semi-final by Barcelona. Champions League wise, if we have a quick look at Champions League, we managed to get the quarter-finals before being knocked out by Real Madrid. So Real Madrid has been one of those opponents that really has just spoiled our season, if I'm honest. It's a big shame, but obviously there's room to be improved on, and this tactic seems to have worked. We just need to add more depth to this squad. Um, but yes, that's it for this season. Disappointing end in third position, but a much stronger sort of tactic, if I do say so myself. So hopefully we can build on this next season and get in the last, I want to say, right players to sort this out with the tactic and concede less goals. But yes, as always, if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video, and leave a comment down below if you're enjoying this series. And don't forget, you can get access to the save at the end of the series, which is next episode on our Patreon. I'll leave a link in the description at the end of next episode, which will be out in the next day or two after this one goes live. But until then, I'll catch you next time. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the fifth and final season of this Real Sociedad rebuild. And this is where it all falls down to. After a very not successful, I would say, trophy run with this club, as you can see, if we look at our job history, from when we took over, we got a third place finish, a fourth place, a third place, and a third place. We've never won any titles, never won any sort of cups either, or any sort of trophies with them, but we've given them a really good high finish in the league. What's really, really missing is those trophies. Can we do it in the fifth and final season? Let's find out in this summer window, where we've got a total of £48 million to spend. That's not even taking into consideration players that we need to look to move on this summer. Can we do it in the fifth and final season? There's only one way to find out. Stay tuned to this episode, and don't forget to leave a like on the video. So let's dive into the summer transfer window. Don't forget as well that you can download this save at the end of this series, which is after this video goes live. There'll be a link in the description down below where you can get access to the Patreon, where you'll be able to get access to all the series that we've done on this channel with all the save files in there as well. All the tactics will be available to you as well, and basically you can take over the save from where we left off and take on this Real Sociedad team to the next level. Can you win the Spanish League title with them as well? Send us what you do with these saves in the comments once you've took them over. Let us know what you've done with the save. I really want to see what you can do with the save in your own time as well. But yes, let's get in the summer window and let's get some of those transfers done in this vital moment this season. Okay, so end of the transfer now, and as you can see, we've brought in a few players across the board. I'm going to show you who we've brought in and what we've done in regards to this team. So we've brought in Hector here, a little young Colombian guy. He's came in. Cameron Archer's came in on a free transfer to help back up on the striker position as well. We brought in Santiago Lopez, but couldn't register him, so sold him straight away. Made 3.5 million on him. Uh, Desier, we've brought him in as well. Left PSG after not really featuring too much for them. We know the potential he's got. 24 now, and stats, he looks really good on paper. Big sales we've done. If I'm totally honest, I mean, wait, Nelson Viper left. Oh my god, I didn't even realize Nelson Viper left. They must activate his release clause. Okay, so Nelson Viper left with his release clause. Didn't even notice that. Um, oh, there's no one else on this page. Sorry, it's the next page. As you can see, Callum Doyle's went to Saudi Arabia for 8 million. Pablo Mateo has gone as well to the French League for 15.25 million. We've sold Santiago Lopez, who I just showed you before. We brought in on a free transfer. Um, Enchant, Enemcha, we'll just call him Felix. Sorry, I'm very bad with pronunciations. 14.25 million free transfer, and we've sold him now. And then David Rodriguez, he's went out on loan, a little youngster there as well. We've brought in a youngster from Barcelona, solid player, 19 years of age, 7.75 million pound for him, and is someone that can really rotate for this year. We needed squad depth massively this year. Let's put it that way. Brought a loan from Liverpool with an obligation to buy as well. If anyone's getting access to this save, you can access it in the Patreon link down in the description. You'll be able to buy this guy at the end of this loan for £18.5 million as well. He started off really well so far for us. 4 games, 3 goals, 1 assist, and a solid average rating. Brought in a young centre back as well from Anderlecht. He's going to help be a rotation as well and do some bits hopefully in the squad. As you can see, he had a solid season for Anderlecht last year, and £23.5 million looks really good on paper. Fantastic centre back, if I do say so myself. 20 years of age. And then a bigger one, Muniesa. We've brought him in from Villarreal. £36 million was spent on him. Obviously, they spent £27 million, but someone that's really good on paper, 20 years old, wonder kid, has that title as well, and just looks absolutely amazing. So he can hopefully rotate in the squad this year. So, the squad. Let's talk about it. So, we've started off absolutely fantastic, as you can see. As we go into the league, we've played 5 games and lost none, and picked up 15 points. Good goal difference, and just really good start from us, if I'm totally honest. One big thing that did happen in the transfer window was, let's see if it'll show me, Jude Bellingham left Real Madrid and went to Manchester City. That was massive for this league. Um, so let's go to, sorry, what am I looking for? We'll go to the schedule. As you can see, straight away, we haven't lost a game, even in the friendlies. We haven't lost any games. Obviously, we had little friendlies this year, beating the likes of Manchester United, massive in that friendly. We beat Celta Vigo 5-2, beat Valencia 3-0, Almeria 3-1, Mallorca 1-0, and then Las Palmas 4-0, and then we beat Young Boys 2-0 in the Champions League. So we start off really, really well. I know there's a few teams in there that we should be beating anyway, but Valencia, really tough opponent. If I'm honest, away from home as well, but really good result. Champions League wise, we've got obviously Young Boys who have played Liverpool, Man City, Milan, Rizgod, Lazio, Real Madrid. Oh, that's a Super Cup semi-final. Real Madrid, Napoli, Panathinaikos. I mean, we've got some really difficult Champions League fixtures, but hopefully, if we get past them, we might be able to compete quite significantly this year, which is really good. We didn't spend all the transfer budget this year, and that's basically because we're restricted in this league to spend 1.3 million in wages, so we couldn't go and splash any more cash on anybody else. I would have probably got some youngsters in and loaned them out, but I'll leave that budget for anyone, whoever takes over the save. As I say, Patreon's linked in the description if you want to get access to this save. It's only £5 a month. You can cancel after the first month if you want, just to get the hands on the save. You can get access to all three saves as well, Ipswich and the other one that we've just done as well. So we did Ipswich, Hart, and we've got obviously the Real Sociedad save. So there's three on there so far, and we'll keep adding more and more to the list. So yeah, finances are looking good overall as a board. So you're not coming into a club that's going to be financially ruined. Projections looking healthy as well, as you can see across the board. Everything's getting better here, so it's perfect save for someone to take over. Anyway, let's get to the. Oh, sorry. Actually, no, let's not get the end of the season. Let's get the tactic. I changed it. We've gone with a shadow striker. Pretty much going for it this year. I'm trying to be a bit more positive rather than going and attacking every single play. Pick best XI without restriction. As you can see, squad looks absolutely really good and healthy. One big thing that we've got. Martin didn't get registered because he was being an absolute arsehole. It's the politest way to put it. He wouldn't sign a new deal. Has wanted to leave the club. Likely is going to leave the club. And basically, we're just not going to get any money for him because he's going to go on a free transfer at the end of the year. So big upset to anybody that's taken over the save because you're losing out on a player that's really good on paper, but just is an absolute arsehole in the dressing room. Um, anyway, as you can see, we've got a lot more squad depth and balance now, which is really good coming in this season. Managed to keep Usman Diamonde here, a lot of other people. Martinez, we had Manchester City hunting around for him, and I was scared because I thought they were literally going to activate that £88 million release clause. So the biggest thing that you can do if you take over the save, check the release clauses, and if you need to up them, then offer them new contract deals. But yes, this is how the squad would look without the restrictions, and it looks really strong on paper. So anyway, we're not locking anybody into place. We're going to get to the end of the season, and fingers crossed, we're going to actually win something this year because we haven't won anything since we took over the club. We've just kept us at a very healthy third and fourth position. Join me at the end of the season. Welcome back to the end of the season, and as you can see, massive upsets. Real Madrid ran away with the league, and we crashed out. Fourth position, we finished with Real Sociedad. It's poor from us. I mean, 5 seasons on this rebuild, we've managed to keep them in the top flight of the Spanish league, and it's been good on that rebuild front, and been quite successful, if I do say so myself. But no Spanish league title so far this rebuild. If I go into the schedule now, however, there's one thing I did realise after a really bad run of form, losing some games against some like really mediocre games that we've lost against. Big pointers to the likes of, we'll point one out now, the likes of Almera, Celta Vigo, just losing games, Las Palmas, just little games like that we've lost against. Very upsetting. But as you can see, Barcelona beat us in the Super Copa final 3-1, which is another really devastating position to be in as well. One thing I did realise though, we did manage to win ourselves a trophy after this 5 season rebuild. We managed to win ourselves the Copa del Rey, which is good. We managed to get something. At least we got something at the end. Squad wise, as you can see, top to bottom, centre backs played really well. I mean, the goals wise, Giancarlo Ramos 19 goals, so he really let us down this year. 9 goals in 35 appearances. Really, really poor from him, if I'm totally honest. Big shame for him to not lift off into this in the Spanish league. If I'm honest, I thought he would have been fantastic and really hit the ground running for us, but it just wasn't meant to be. Um, Finances wise, as you can see, not really backed much. £36 million in the budget for next season. This is just in case you want to take over the save as well. As you can see, club's still in a really good balance as well. So, if we have a quick look as well, just for anybody that's looking to take over the save, you've got a really good, strong team that you could take over. Martin, he's joining Al Faya, Al Faya, I think it's pronounced. Um, He's joining them on a free transfer at the end of the season, so he's going to be leaving for free. Shame to say him going on a free transfer, but it is what it is. You're going to be able to save that £110,000 a week that he's leaving open for you as well. A couple of youngsters in there as well that is available to build the team round. Couple of unhappy players that just want contracts, so you could also give them new contracts as well. Obviously, you got some ground to build from. Any youth talents that have came through, we'll have a quick look. Under 19s, yeah, you can see there's a couple of under 19s coming through now, and yeah, you've got a nice ground to build off. But very disappointing from us to not get the title at the end of this. The next step I would probably say is look to build on the team and let us know what you do better in the comments. Let us know what kind of tactic you took. Our tactic just wasn't it this year. I mean, look at the run. Finished pretty much bounced around third for a while and then just dipped off towards the end of the season again. Um, but yeah, we've kept them top flight and I'm quite happy with that. But overall, quite disappointed not to win the Spanish league title. But it is what it is. We move forward, and it's been a fantastic journey with Real Sociedad and keeping them really high up in the division to compete. But as I say, you get access to the save file. It'll be linked in the description where you can get access to the Patreon. As I say, it's £5 a month, or you can just pay that 1 month and cancel at any point if you just want to get the saved data files. So obviously in the description you've got access to the Patreon where you get access to all the other rebuilds that we've done on the channel, which was the Ipswich and the Aberdeen saves. You can pay, it's £5 a month, but you can cancel at any point if you just want to get access to the saves. If you do take any access to the saves, don't forget to let us know how you got on by leaving a comment on the video, letting us know what you did differently as well. That would be fantastic. It's nice to see some feedback on the back of that. But yeah, that's the end of this episode and the end of the series to a close. I'm going to leave a vote up on the YouTube channel as well, where you can vote which league we're going to do next. I've really got a good idea for the one that I want to do next, but we'll leave that up to you yourself. But until next time, bye for now.